I want to share a story with you that might just change your life. You see this? This is how much alcohol I used to consume in a single year. Now, it's pretty crazy, right? For the longest time, I relied on alcohol to help me cope with social anxiety, to give me that extra confidence boost, and to make me feel like I fit in with the crowd. It was my go-to solution for numbing those uneasy emotions that I just didn't want to deal with. But then, something unexpected happened. A housemate challenged me to quit drinking for 30 days, and the initial doubt and fear I felt made me realize that perhaps my drinking had become a bigger problem than I wanted to admit. Those 30 days weren't easy, and it took me even longer to quit for good, with a few bumps along the road. Now, I know you might be thinking, but doesn't alcohol help me loosen up and have a good time? Trust me, I used to think the same. But what if I told you that quitting alcohol led to more surprising benefits in my life than I could ever have imagined? Stick around, because I'm going to share with you the incredible journey of how giving up alcohol absolutely transformed my life in ways I never thought possible. And who knows, maybe this story will inspire you to take a closer look at your own relationship with alcohol and discover the amazing benefits that come with embracing an alcohol-free lifestyle. Let's dive in and explore the unexpected benefits of ditching the booze, and I promise you, you won't want to miss this. One of the most profound changes I noticed after quitting alcohol was just how much it transformed my social life. I used to think that I needed alcohol to be around certain types of people or in certain groups, but I soon realized that if I couldn't enjoy their company without a glass in my hand, it was probably just a sign that I shouldn't be around them at all. And as I embraced the alcohol-free lifestyle, some friendships naturally faded away, but I quickly understood that those were relationships built on nothing more than a shared love for booze. On the flip side, my true friendships grew stronger, and I found myself surrounded by people who genuinely supported my journey towards a healthier lifestyle. There's a quote from Mark Manson, and he says, "If you're making a positive change in your life and people aren't supporting you, then those aren't your true friends." And this held true for me. There was one guy that I used to party with all the time, and when I decided to quit drinking, our friendship just drifted apart and he wasn't supportive of this new change for me, and I realized he just wasn't a true friend. And at the same time, I reconnected with old friends, Kev in particular, and although he wasn't alcohol free at the time, he was super interested in fitness and in his music, and our bond grew stronger than ever before. And we started hiking together on weekends and exploring new coffee shops in the city, and I realized that true friendship is built on shared values and genuine connection, and not just drunken antics on nights out. And as I navigated this new social landscape, I became more selective about the people I chose to spend my time with. Without alcohol numbing my instincts and clouding my perceptions, I became much more attuned to people's true intentions and characters with friends and dates. And that leads us into dating, which was massively impacted when I quit drinking. Without alcohol clouding my judgment, I no longer found that I just fixated on the physical appearance of somebody. Like, being beautiful just wasn't enough anymore. It was an added bonus, definitely, but it just wasn't enough. So with my newfound bullshit radar on and my increased selectivity, I was looking for far more than just a pretty face. And so this led to far fewer second and third and fourth dates, but on the ones that did progress beyond the first and second, they were built on a true foundation of genuine interest and compatibility. And interestingly, for like a lot of guys that I meet, like, being alcohol free is a huge plus for them. They really appreciate my discipline and commitment, and they don't have to worry about me getting drunk or being rude or causing a scene. And that's a massive benefit. And in terms of friends, I sought out those friendships who would support me and encourage me on my personal growth, rather than trying to drag me back into my old habits. And my newfound discernment extended to my hobbies and interests as well. And I discovered that many of the interests and activities that I thought I really enjoyed were only actually entertaining when I was under the influence. The alcohol-free me had different priorities and different passions, and I began to explore new ways of having fun and connecting with others that didn't revolve around drinking. Now, one of the most transformative aspects of quitting drinking was the profound impact it had on my emotional well-being. Before I quit drinking, I used to drink as a crutch to numb my low self-esteem and my social anxiety, and it was a massive shock to my system when I finally confronted those emotions head on without that safety net of alcohol. But as I navigated the new territory, I discovered that facing challenges without alcohol was the key to unlocking genuine self-confidence and emotional resilience. Knowing that you can do hard shit without drinking is just incredible. And I remember the first time I attended a wedding without drinking. I was the plus one at my new boyfriend's friend's wedding, and everyone around me was having wine or a cocktail, and the old me would have been filled with anxiety, rushing to grab a drink to ease my nerves. But this time, I just took a deep breath and started a conversation with somebody, and it was terrifying at first. But as the night went on, I realized that I was actually enjoying myself without that crutch of alcohol. And that moment was really a turning point for me, knowing that I can be in a group of people that I don't know in a second language and just feel confident and just be that person of the party and not shy away. I never thought I'd be able to do that without alcohol. So as I embraced the alcohol-free journey, my self-esteem began to soar to healthy levels and my social anxiety gradually dissipated. Now I can't remember the last time that I felt nervous about a social situation, and quitting alcohol has really given me that opportunity to cultivate the authentic confidence from within rather than relying on that external substance to mask my insecurities. And before quitting, my emotional state was like a roller coaster tied to my drinking habits. When I was drinking, I was having incredible highs as long as alcohol kept flowing, but the next day the inevitable crash would come and the emotional repercussions would linger for days. And it was only when I quit that I realized just how extreme and how unsustainable this pattern was. One of the most remarkable aspects of my alcohol-free journey was or has been the immense personal growth that I've experienced. As I've navigated life without the influence of alcohol, I found myself making fewer poor decisions and having far fewer regrets. Now, this shift was largely due to the fact that I could no longer blame my mistakes on being drunk or being under the influence. Instead, I had to take full ownership of my actions and learn from them in a meaningful way. A few months after quitting alcohol, I found myself in situations that I had to make tough decisions in my business. And in the past, I would have gone out drinking to avoid making those decisions. But at that time, I sat down and really thought about what I wanted and what was best for me in the long run. And it wasn't easy, but making those decisions with a clear head and a sense of accountability was a huge step towards my personal growth journey. And this reminds me of a quote from Warren Buffett, who wisely said that building wealth is more about not making bad decisions than it is about making good ones. And I've come to realize that the same principle applies to life in general. By avoiding those drunken, misguided choices, I've been able to create a life that's infinitively better and more fulfilling. And as I began to take responsibility for my decisions, I also began to hold myself to higher standards. No longer could I justify subpar behavior or lackluster efforts with the excuse of being under the influence or being hungover. So this new profound accountability has really pushed me to strive to excellence in all areas of my life, from my personal relationships to my professional activities. The alcohol-free lifestyle has also played a crucial part in building genuine confidence. In the past, for me, I often relied on alcohol to give me that false sense of self-assurance, but this confidence was fleeting and really dependent on drinking, right, and on alcohol. But by facing life's challenges head on without the crutch of alcohol, I've been able to develop that unshakable belief in myself and in my abilities. One of the most remarkable benefits of quitting alcohol has been the tremendous boost in productivity and creativity. With a clear mind and a renewed sense of focus, I've been able to accomplish far more than I ever thought possible. It's truly amazing how much you can achieve when you use your weekends to build the life that you want rather than escaping the life you have. I've never forgot the first project. Before quitting drinking, I often found myself in a fog, struggling to concentrate on tasks and lacking the mental clarity I needed to pursue goals. But when I embraced the alcohol-free lifestyle, I noticed the significant shift in my ability to focus and prioritize. Suddenly, I was able to tackle projects with a newfound sense of purpose and determination, free from the distractions and setbacks that accompanied my drinking habit. Now, this enhanced mental sharpness has been a complete game changer for both my personal and professional life. I'm able to think more clearly, solve problems more efficiently, and approach challenges with a fresh perspective. And as a result, I'm able to set and achieve goals that once seemed out of reach. And I've discovered a whole new level of confidence in my abilities. So quitting alcohol has unlocked a whole spring of creativity within me. Without the numbing effects of alcohol, I'm more in tune with my thoughts, my emotions, and I'm able to channel that energy into creative pursuits. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what about the social pressure to drink? How do I deal with cravings? And these are valid concerns that I face too. And when it comes to social pressure, I learned that true friends will support your decision to prioritize your health and well-being. And it's okay to say no to events and situations that heavily involve alcohol at the beginning. And it's important to surround yourself with people who respect your choices. I remember the first time I went to a party after quitting drinking. I was so worried about what people were going to say to me. Would people try to pressure me? Like, what was I going to do in those different situations? And to my surprise, most people didn't even notice that I wasn't drinking. A few asked me why I wasn't. Easy to answer those questions and just to move on. And it really is true that nobody actually cares what what's in your glass unless you care. And as for cravings, I know how difficult they can be, but I found a 3-step approach that really helped me crush those cravings. And you have 3 options. You can either distract, soothe, or move. I've created a different video on that, so check it out on my channel. Remember, quitting alcohol is such a personal journey, and what works for me might not work for everyone. But I encourage you to explore the strategies that resonate with you and to be patient with yourself as you navigate this new path. In essence, quitting alcohol has been a catalyst for profound transformation in my life, and it's allowed me to develop my authentic self-confidence, face challenges head-on, and to build resilience necessary to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and strength. And although life might seem less exciting and entertaining without alcohol, for me, the positive changes have far outweighed the benefits of drinking. Now, everyone should find their own balance and their own path, but I really encourage you to consider the potential life-changing effects of quitting alcohol. The journey hasn't been easy, but the rewards have been nothing short of a miracle, and I'm so grateful for every step along the way. So if you're interested in quitting drinking, check out my other videos I have here on my channel, jump over to my Instagram, jump into my DM, send me a message, and let's have a conversation. So until next video, take care of yourself. Ciao, ciao.